Akash Inti, your favorite reflection of you, or a reflection of you. Been working on a few different things today, really focused on Instagram and learning Instagram, Shopify, how to set up Instagram stores and start selling products from it. And I didn't realize how many hours I had spent going through it. In other words, I was on this kind of like kick where it was like, okay, go through course, awesome, next one, next, and bam, it was just like I was excited about learning from the next to the next to the next. Now, there's also certain times during the study session where I also realized the car went by. No, I realized that there was times where I was like hesitant, or I was kind of like slowing down. And sometimes that had to do with like, oh, I actually need something to eat, or I need to go to use the restroom, or I just need to take a breath of fresh air. Like I really need to breathe a bit deeper because I've been really breathing very shallowly, or I simply needed to change my focus, move around a little bit. And I incorporated these things into the day, whether it be going for a hike and catching up with a couple buddies, or going for a walk, catching up with a couple buddies, whether it be kind of cooking during the breaks, and really more than anything, just learning about myself better. That's one of the big themes and focuses for myself this year. Is it's a year of the self. In other words, really understanding who is Akash Inti, and how can I understand this body better? How can I understand this mind better? How can I understand how this mind and body are related? How can I understand how to get the most efficiency and productivity out of myself, while also maintaining pleasure, vitality, and all other aspects of life? So really looking for that balance for myself, because everyone has a different balance. Certain people love to work and get pleasure and derive enjoyment out of that. Other people really like hanging out, having fun, and they get a lot of pleasure and derive a lot of pleasure from that. So it's finding this balance and finding out what is it exactly that makes me tick. There were certain times where, like I mentioned earlier, it was like, man, I need to meditate. I need to sit down and just breathe. Become more in touch with my senses and feel deeply into my nerves and let go. There's times where I was like, I need some feminine energy around. I want to talk to a girl and hang out and relax and enjoy that masculine feminine dynamic, really feel like being a man and let her feel like being a girl. So there's certain times for that too. And it's finding that balance in myself, in my day, in how I structure the day. Because when we design our own life, we take charge of what we want the day to be like and how we want to structure and experience our life. And that comes down to being creative, being creative, like, okay, let me try this out. What works best for me? What are the different things that I really respond to? In other words, I found out about myself. Cold shower, yoga in the morning is a great way to start and kick off the day. I feel great throughout the rest of the morning for a solid 2 to 4 hours, at which point I typically need a little bit of a nap or some type of engagement, whether it be hiking or moving around or something. But it just needs to, so I'm realizing this about myself, and not only am I realizing it, it's like, okay, it's cool to realize it and it's cool to experience it, and I've experienced it multiple times, probably maybe dozens or handfuls at the very least. And now it's about really implementing that practice and really continuing along with it when I need that type of output. In other words, I found out that there's certain times I need a specific type of day, or a day where I'm really productive versus a day where I'm really restful and relaxing. And they're different types of days and they have different structures to them. So what I've been doing is kind of more associating, okay, this is the type of structure for this day. This is the type of structure for this day. This is the type of patterns of days that tend to do well for me, such that I don't feel overwhelmed, I don't feel out of balance, and I feel I'm expressing me, and I'm expressing at the most efficient and effective level. So, man, it's been incredible just realizing that about myself. I just wanted to do a little change of pace right there, because I realized I was getting super excited about this topic. But the reason why I'm super excited about this topic is because it's what I love to do. Is I love to explore, I love to experiment, I like to play with different blocks of time, organizations, how I use that time, how much am I moving around, how deeply am I breathing, how What am I engaging with? Am I engaging with electronics? Am I engaging with people? What types of people am I engaging with? Am I engaging with children, adults, elderly? Am I engaging with men or women? Am I engaging with a specific demographic, like nerds? Or like gamers? Am I engaging with players? Am I engaging with mafia bosses? Like, who am I engaging with? And then how am I creating that character within that is just so fascinating to me, and I love it. It's like, this is what makes me like juiced, you know what I mean? I love it. This is my passion, is really figuring out myself as best as possible, and designing it and tailoring it for any experience that I need in my life. Anyways, I've probably spoken way too much at this point, but keep up, thrive, stay sexy.